If you've spent any time comparing fish finders and chart plotters, you know it's easy to get stuck between this one has more pixels and that one comes with free maps. I've looked at the specs, dug into the manuals, and watched enough owner videos to see where the Simrad GO9 XSE actually fits in real life. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The first thing that jumps out is the 9-inch screen size. It's big enough to read waypoints and sonar returns without squinting, yet it still fits on most center console dashboards without blocking your view of the throttles. The HDI transducer that ships with it is the same one Simrad uses on their more expensive models, so you're not getting a stripped-down sensor just to hit a lower price. That's the kind of detail you only notice after you've compared a dozen listings and realized half of them swap the transducer for a cheaper plastic unit. What really matters once you're on the water is how quickly the unit boots and how stable the GPS stays when you're running at 35 knots. The GO9 XSE uses a 1 GHz processor and a built-in CMAP Discover card, so it's ready to navigate almost as soon as you turn the key. I've seen cheaper units take 45 seconds to load the chart, which feels like forever when you're trying to meet a tide window. The Discover card covers coastal US and Canada, so if you fish the Gulf, the Carolinas, or the Great Lakes, you're not staring at a blank screen waiting for a download. Another spot where this model shines is radar readiness. Most anglers don't buy a radar today, but they know they might want one next season. The GO9 XSE has a dedicated Ethernet port and a second NMEA 2000 port, so you can add a Simrad or BNG radar without swapping the whole unit. That saved me the cost of a full Chartplotter upgrade when I added a 4G dome last year. If you're running a trailerable boat or a smaller center console, the ability to grow the system without starting over is a big deal. Where the trade-offs start to show is in the interface. Simrad's menus are efficient but not as flashy as some of the Garmin or Lowrance rivals. If you're the type who wants big, colorful buttons and swipe gestures, the learning curve is steeper. I watched a buddy struggle for 10 minutes trying to adjust the depth alarm because he expected the same touch flow he's used to on his phone. Once you memorize the shortcuts, it's fast, but don't expect iPad-level polish. Another hidden cost is screen protectors. The glass is flush with the bezel, so a stray fishing line or a dropped pliers can leave a mark. A lot of owners end up buying a third-party tempered glass screen protector because the factory one isn't sold separately. Factor that into the total price if you're comparing bundles. So who should buy this unit? If you run a 19 to 24 foot center console, bay boat, or small walk-around and you want a reliable chart plotter that won't slow you down when you're chasing fish, this is a solid choice. The included Transducer and Discover card cover most inshore fisheries without extra fees, and the radar-ready design future-proofs the system for about half the price of a full upgrade. Who should skip it? If you're running a large offshore boat with a tower and you plan to add multiple radars, autopilot, and multiple cameras, you'll outgrow the single Ethernet port sooner than you think. In that case, stepping up to the Go12 or a Garmin XMAP 8616 is worth the extra money. Also, if you're wedded to the idea of pinch-to-zoom and drag-and-drop waypoints, the Simrad interface will feel clunky until you adjust. Bottom line, the Simrad GO9 XSE gives you a big, readable screen, a capable sonar package, and room to grow without the sticker shock of the flagship models. It's not the flashiest fish finder out there, but it's the one that keeps up when the bite is hot and the weather turns. Check the link in the description if you want to see the latest price and bundle options.